Joining me at this time, singer-songwriter of Emily Ann Peterson. She is on the phone right now. How's it going?
Hi, you guys. How are you doing?
Good, good. Thank you so much for being on the show. Um,
Well,
I
thank you for having me.
I know we've been trying to make this show happen for the last month or so, and due to some circumstances here and there, it's been pushed back, and here we are.
I'm so glad we made it happen. Last week I was like full flu, just like full on flu. So this phone call would have sounded very different. So I'm really glad we're able to make it happen today. So it's great to be here.
You was under the weather, and quite honestly, I was under the weather, and I have to thank you for beating me to the punch because I didn't think I had the energy to go through it, even though my show isn't out long. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna sit this one out too. If Emily's gonna sit this one out, so am I. So,
Well, I'm happy to be the leader here there.
so I got your music. We'll definitely get into that in a bit. How did you get started into music? How did it start off for you?
Well, I was always a musician. About 5 years ago, I was a full-time cellist and a cello player. I was teaching cello lessons and doing recording sessions in the Seattle area. And I was slowly but surely noticing that I had a tremor in my right hand. And then the day that I heard the tremor through my instrument, through my cello, was the day that I went to the doctor, my doctor. And it turns out that I have this degenerative neurological disease called an essential tremor in my right hand. Well, it's from my brain, but it affects my right hand and my ability to control my right hand. So that was like a career-halting health diagnosis, and I had, through a number of circumstances, had the opportunity to spend 6 weeks in the mountains of Leavenworth, Washington, and was able to kind of like grieve and do some creative sulking. And what came out of that time was, realizing that I wasn't just a cellist, but that I was a musician, and that I could do some songwriting, and that I enjoyed it, and that I wasn't half bad at it, and I should probably keep going at it. So yeah, so I've been doing the songwriting stuff for the past 5 years.
Yeah, I did read about that on your Facebook with your situation. You said it was a career altering moment there. Um,
Hmm.
how did you feel about it when it first happened, and how were you able to adjust um in the years leading up to where you are now?
Well, it took a lot. It was a long road. I think anytime you go through any sort of grief or life transition, it's never a linear path of first this happens and then this happens. So um, there was definitely definitely a roller coaster of transition that happened. Um, but one of the things that kept happening was people kept telling me, "Oh, you're so brave. You're so so brave. It's so admirable what you're doing. It's so great." Um, and it didn't feel brave at all. And it kept getting. I was just really frustrated by that fact because I was like, why is everybody telling me that I'm brave when this doesn't feel brave at all? It feels awful. Um, and I got really curious about the subject of bravery and started researching it in a more formal capacity. And then that research turned into interviews and a podcast. And then that podcast turned into a book. So I also have, since the diagnosis and because of the diagnosis partly, have published this book called Bare Naked Bravery, How to Be Creatively Courageous. So I have, I've released music in the past 5 years, and I've also released a book, which has been a really fun journey as well. But that has very much um, a lot of the struggles that have gone through in the last 5 years through that, and a lot more too.
It's definitely helpful to have people that can encourage you during the trying times that you had.
Hmm.
Definitely makes you want to keep going for as long as you can. You know, a lot of people would have just given up or find something else to do. Um,
Hmm.
and some people were willing to not let it, you know, stop them for wanting to do what they love, and find some other ways or whatever the case may be. Um, Everybody handles adversity differently, and
It's
just
totally true.
and in your case, you find other ways to you know to pull through, and you're doing music, you're doing other things, you being an author. It's incredible, and
Well, thank you.
I give you kudos for continuing to doing music, and you've been an inspiration to so many people that may have had a similar diagnosis that you have. So I've had a chance to hear your music, and I played it on the radio a little bit earlier.
Well,
Um,
thank you.
this was off your previous record. Two
Yeah.
songs that I played. I think they were the suggestions and the millions of email exchanges between you and I. Uh, and I need to tell this story because when I first booked you for an interview, I think it came from there was the first response I got wasn't from you. It was from, I guess, your former PR
Oh yeah, my publicist.
publicist, Victoria. Uh,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, maybe they went their separate ways or whatever. And then and I ended up interviewing her client, Smoke from that Friction out of North Carolina. And then a couple of weeks after that, I'm like, wait a minute, Emily just was responding to me. Like, okay, let's make it happen. So that's the beauty of email. You
It's great. It's great.
it's
Well, I'm
great.
glad that worked out.
So I'm glad that that worked out. So as far as I hear, you got some new music in the works. Um,
Yeah, it's very exciting. We are essentially shopping for release strategies for this next album. So it'll be released in the next, like, I'm guessing in the next like 6 to 9 months. So it's very, very exciting. We've been working on this album since the last, like 5 years. It's like super long overdue. And I'm excited to get it on the road, like, and out there, because I have like so much more material in the works as well, and it's going to be fun to start releasing more music. It's part of the deal of like writing and researching, writing and self-publishing a book, is that it takes a lot of time, and that was important, and I'm glad I did that. But it also, when you're focusing on more than one thing, it slows everything down a little bit. So I'm excited to get back into the swing of the musician realm, which is fun.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. So with this new album on the way, are you going to release a single beforehand, or is you just, you waiting for everything to sort out and you just gonna put it all out at the same time?
Well, likely, this is part of shopping for release strategies. I'm getting feedback and advice from a lot of different industry experts and consultants. Everybody has an opinion about that, like what's the best like way to release an album these days. And so I'll likely do some sort of hybrid of what everybody else is saying is the best thing to do. My email list is going to get early access to everything. So that's for sure going to happen. And then, because that's just for sure going to happen. So my email list is going to get everything in advance. And then likely we'll also do like we'll probably release 4 singles and then release the full album. So yeah, it'll be fun.
So this new album is on the way from Emily and Peterson. Stay tuned to that. And until then, you can check out her previous music on the digital music platforms. I'm a Spotify addict. You can hear that on Spotify as well. Her song, her single, and her previous album. So everybody go, listen to that if you haven't already. At least get get you prepared for album number 2.
Yeah, it will be so fun.
So that's gonna be pretty cool. Who do you consider your musical influences? Those that inspire you in the music that you put out.
That's a good question. I grew up playing the cello, and my mom is a piano teacher, and so I grew up with a lot of classical influences. But my dad loved Motown, and so I have this kind of like really off the wall combination of those two influences. And then later on in my career, I really fell in love with people like Joni Mitchell and some of the like pinnacle songwriters like Jonathan Brooke, more modern songwriters like Jonathan Brooke, um, and I really admire my friend Rosie Thomas as well. Like I was on her, I played cello on her latest album, and I love good songwriters. I enjoy the craft of songwriting, and I tend to enjoy listening to other people who also have enjoyed the craft of it as well. So, yeah, it's exciting to see all that unfold.
Definitely love, variety of music. I just whatever fits my mood.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
if I wanna get, hype or whatever, I listen to some rock, some hip hop. If I wanna calm down, I'll listen to some jazz and some classical. If I
Totally.
if I want to have a sing along, maybe I have a pop or some country, a little, you know, and
Yeah.
music has a way of connecting people. I guess I connect to music different than most because I guess as I get older, I've grown to listen to a variety of music, and I guess maybe I can come across as a little bit too open-minded as far as listening to the music, but as long as my head is nodding and I understand the substance with your music, then I'm probably gonna vibe with you. You know.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And
So
I feel like if more people can do that with each other, like as people, then I think the world will probably be a better place as well. So if we can listen to music and each other like that, then we'll have a much better world.
very very true. So for people that wants to learn more of your music and your story and what you have in store, leading up to this new album, where can people go and learn more from you? Websites and where can people hear your music as well?
Yeah. So all my music's available in all the places that you would want to listen to music. But the best place to get plugged in with everything that's unfolding in the future is on my website to join my email list. So what I call my email list my inner circle. My inner circle is my people who get to all the good stuff first. So if you go to www.emilyannpeterson.com, then and on if you scroll a little bit down on the homepage, there's a spot for you to enter your email address and join the inner circle. I'd love to have you and meet you. And it's just me on the other side of all the emails that go out. So if you respond to any of those emails, then we can chat about whatever comes up. So yeah, do connect.
So basically, if you join the inner circle, you get the scoop, you get the exclusive stuff before everybody
Oh
else.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
go join the go join the inner circle, and who knows, you'll definitely get that little sneak peek of the new album before everybody else. Emily, it was great chatting with you and you being on the show. Thank you so much for your time. I'm looking forward to
Thank you
this
for
new.
having me, Kenny.
I'm looking forward to this new album and keep in touch with you. Thanks again, and I'm glad that you're feeling better, health wise. Uh, and
You too. You guys have a good night.
you
We'll
too.
talk to you soon.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
That was Emily Ann Peterson.